Good morning, Violet. This is Antonio. Sunday, and I don't know if it's morning for you and you're going to see this before you go to church or afternoon and you'll see it afterwards, but I'll say good morning. I just wanted to send you a little letter via video for a change. I've been rather wrapped up in things the last couple of weeks around the house and neglected some of my Christmas cards and stuff like that, so I didn't get a note out to you in time. But I wanted to send you this. I wanted to just share some pictures of what's been going on here. This is my Christmas window. Since I'm here by myself at the moment, I didn't feel it was necessary to do a Christmas tree, but I did think of decorating a window. So I hung up a bunch of porcelain butterflies and flowers and stars and hearts and things and put some lights up in the window so the neighbors walking past would have something pretty to look at. And on the little table in front of it is let's see here. My little Christmas display. All those beautiful turned wooden objects were made by my father in his workshop there in Oregon. Beautiful turnings. I have a few more, and my sisters have some as well. And the little wooden turned bowl is full of all kinds of little treats that a friend of mine from Germany sent me as a Christmas gift. And the beautiful little creche of porcelain was something that I picked up when I was traveling in Switzerland about 5 years ago. And I found it in a little antique shop in my favorite village in Switzerland, a little village up in the Alps called Brienz, by the side of a lake called Brienz. And I found this lovely little assortment of figurines. So that was my Christmas window. And this is what the room looks like. I've completely redone this room from top to bottom. Everything you see, I did. And that's the living room. Maybe I'll do another video later and show you the pictures of this room as I was working on it. But I'll show you what I'm working on, what I have been working on over the last few months. This is, sorry, the picture is so small. That's the best I've got with this one. Can zoom in a little bit. This is looking from the dining room towards the entrance of the front door of the house, which is on the left. And there was a wall separating the entrance from the dining room area with a door in it. So I took the door and the frame out. The frame is still here in the picture. I salvaged the door and I'm using it in my bedroom now. And this wall I rebuilt to make some changes. There was lots of ugly things in the entryway. Let's see. Like when you would come in, the entrance wall was, if you look down at the floor, it was where the tiles changed on the floor. And there was an electrical panel, and there was a very terrible looking little closet. And so the entrance coming in the front door was not a very pleasant experience. So I was able, when we redid the wiring, I was able to get the electrical panel moved, and I created a new wall, which you see the metal framing is going up here, and it's tucked into a little like nook alcove behind a door, so you don't see it now when you come in the front door. Here's the new wall, not plastered yet, but all framed up. And you can see that the new wall is thicker, and in that thickness is where I'm hiding the electrical panel. And then beyond that, in the entryway, you see the pokey old closet that used to have electrical meters and a big shut-off switch. And I got the electric company to move all of that outside so I could take that out. This is it before, as I was taking it out. Now all there is a wire going, one big wire going out to the outside. And then here is the entrance. Once I got all of those old walls out and the new walls in, I was able to put down the tile, the new tile floor. I was able to tile right over the old tile, which saved me a lot of effort, and it'll work very well. I had fun cutting this tile out, getting it to fit around the curve of that staircase there. And of course, nothing in this house is actually square or right angles. Everything is at an odd angle. There's the new tile in place, and if you look on the wall, you'll see an X. A big X marks the spot. That's where we just put in a new window made of glass blocks. So here's the mason working outside. Masonry is one work I cannot do on these houses. I don't have the tools and I don't have the energy to do that kind of work. So the mason came in and he made the two openings. There's an opening upstairs for a new window upstairs as well. And there's the new glass blocks all in place. Nothing is finished yet on the inside, but glass blocks are in, so it's all weather tight. And then, oh, I should mention one other thing about that wall. So this wall has always been very problematic. It gets a lot of damp coming up from the ground because when it rains, then the water drains sort of next to that side of the house. And so that wall is always well, there's a lot of water there. And so the thing is, if you paint it with a normal latex paint, the paint tries to block the water from passing through. It tries to prevent the moisture from evaporating out of the wall. And that causes the paint to bubble up. You just basically, when you've got dampness like that, you basically can't block it. If you try to block it in, it'll just accumulate and cause all kinds of problems. So the solution is to let it evaporate out. That means you can't paint the wall. So there are some plasters that can be used, but I decided to go a different route and just strip all the old paint off so that the wall surface could breathe and the moisture could evaporate out. And as long as it can evaporate, you're not going to get problems like mold and mildew. And then what I did was I put this wood paneling up with a small air gap behind the paneling, about 1/4 or 3/8 of an inch air gap behind the wood paneling. And that allows the wall to breathe. And on the inside, we still get to have that nice looking wood paneling. So I've got a lot of finishing work left to do still, put a crown molding up and a little piece of trim in this corner. But I also was able to finish off the wall around the front door where all that electrical stuff was. I had a lot of bare wires there for a long time. This lovely piece of furniture you see here, Valentina found, and in one of the local antique shops. I'll show you some pictures of that place. There's one more picture of the entry hall. Still a bit of a mess because I got a lot of little finishing details to do, but it's come a long way. This is one of the big antique shops in the neighborhood, the next village over. And this is the place where I bought you those little plates that I sent you, a year ago, whenever that was. Here's the entrance coming in, and a few pictures of the inside. I think it's just such a wonderful place to wander around. It's kind of like a bit chaotic. They don't make a big effort to keep things orderly. They've got stuff sort of categorized, like they've got all the glass in one place and all the furniture in one area. But basically, it's just piles and piles of amazing stuff everywhere, and not at all expensive. It's amazing the prices. Beautiful place. It's a lot of fun. I've got to get back there and when the weather's good again and take a look around, get some better pictures. I was working with a very old camera that was dying, little pocket digital camera that was like 15 years old, and unfortunately it was on its last legs. I just got myself a new camera though. That was my Christmas present for myself. Well, so while I've got you here, I thought I'd just share with you one more thing, which was from last summer. One of the beautiful churches nearby, one of the larger ones in the neighborhood. For a village, it's quite a large church. It's called Notre Dame de Locmaria. And the churches in my immediate vicinity are a little bit smaller than this, but this one is quite a beautiful one. I think, I don't know, probably most of it goes back to about the 1200s, but parts of it I think are quite a bit older than that. The back section there, the apse down at the end, looks to me like it probably dates from the 10 or 1100s. I just grabbed these because I wanted to share with you some pictures of some of the beautiful old places. So I thought a few pictures of this church would be a nice thing. A lot of the churches in the area have wooden ceilings rather than stone vaulted ceilings like you see in a lot of parts of Europe. And some people attribute that to the fact that there was so much boat building going on around here, and that it was the skills for doing that kind of roof in wood were available around here. And of course, it was probably also a little less expensive to build in wood rather than stone, at least where the wood was available. And I guess at that time, 800, 700 years ago, there was still plenty of wood around here. This was all before I got my new camera. I'm waiting for the weather to get good again so I can get out with my new camera and take some more pictures. These aren't very good. There's the beautiful one. I think that date is 1626. I don't remember the details. I should have read up before I reviewed these pictures with you. I did at the time I took them. This was when Amalia and Ed came out to visit and Valentina was still here, and we all got in the car and drove down the west coast of France from Brittany all the way down to the south. And this was just a short drive after we left our house here, a couple of hours. Not even, maybe an hour and a half. Well, that's Notre Dame de Lluc Maria. So I think I will end it here. I don't remember what else is here. That's good. Okay, that's all, Violet. I hope you enjoyed these pictures. I'll do another one of these maybe in a few days. I like to do this, and it's kind of fun as an alternative to writing. I like writing too. I absolutely adore the letters you send me. So thank you very much for all those lovely letters. I'm going to cherish them. Okay, have a wonderful Sunday. Hope you're having a great day. I love you, Violet. Take care. Bye-bye.